Hi, I'm Doug Naylor, and welcome back to the Sarah O'Connell Show.
Welcome to the Cyril O'Connell Show.
Incidentally, fun piece of trivia, you only get to say back if you've been on it before. It's a slight alteration I make.
Right, okay. Of course, I have been on it before.
You have.
I'm in that montage, and I'm just cut off at the end because I say something, I'm Doug Naylor, so I owe you an R.
And now you've written a book about pirates, so that's perfect.
Yes, actually, it's about smugglers, really. There are no pirates in it. I just pretend
They are mentioned.
They are mentioned. Yes, they are definitely mentioned.
The ways of the pirates.
The ways of pirates, yes. It's a sort of pirates.
And some of the tunnels of pirates.
Yes, are piratey smuggling.
And probably treasure and boats and all sorts, to be honest.
Very, very likely, yes.
Quite a bit of piratey stuff.
Quite a bit of piratey stuff.
Yeah.
But more smugglery, I would argue, at this point for book one.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
So, Doug Naylor, welcome back to the Sarah O'Connell Show.
Thank you.
I'm so delighted and honoured to have you back on my show.
Well, I'm thrilled to be back on your show. It's always a good point when I'm on your show because it always means I've made something. So I'm always very excited. I hope I do many, many more.
Exactly. Well, yeah, you're literally always welcome back. And I've always got a ton of stuff to talk to you about. And the last time we spoke, or the first time we spoke, in fact, was at a Red Dwarf 12 UK TV event where I interviewed both you and Danny John-Jules.
Yeah.
And it was very exciting and a lot of fun. So this is going to be a catch-up of everything that's happened since.
Okay, fair enough.
Day by day, what you had for lunch, just every single thing.
I can remember everything.
Honestly. I hope you've written it down because...
I have.
Right, so we'll start with the Tuesday. It was overcast.
Yeah, okay. There are gaps. I've got to say, the Tuesday, there is a gap for about 2 years. And then I remember something about Promised Land, and then there's another gap. Yeah.
That's basically how I structured my interview. So this is perfect. Tuesday, bit of a gap. And the next thing you remember is Red Dwarf, Promised Land, which came out in 2020. So let's skip to that.
Okay. Fine. So, what happened there? UK TV said, we don't want another series because we always think it's a great idea to do something completely different and intriguing. Why don't instead this time you do a film, a 90-minute film? And I went, okay, fine. What about the audience? Oh, no, do a 90-minute film in front of the audience.
Yeah.
And then when I said, haven't been done, how do we actually do that? And so to cut a long story short, we went, okay, we will do it. And Richard, my son, who was the producer, was very confident that he had this system where it would all work and what we shot on what day and when and how and all that. And basically his plan was we record 45 minutes for one show, for the first half of the show.
Yeah.
And then send the audience home and go watch it on TV. You won't see the second half. And then with the second audience, we do a little summary and then play the second half. And if we get a bad audience, we'd be absolutely stuffed. But thankfully, we didn't. And so that was the plan. And then Robert Llewellyn got terribly ill.
Yeah.
And had to drop out here, there, and everywhere. On the first day of shooting, he was complaining, oh, I don't feel good. And we thought, oh, you're just not used to the mask. But in fact, he was terribly ill. So it was really quite stop and start. And then eventually he came back and he was ill again. Then he went again. And so we had to sort of shoot round him a lot, which from a production design point of view is good for the production designers because they had more time to build the set and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, we got through it in the end. And it's a show, it's one of my favorite shows, actually, Promised Land.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. That does explain there's a scene where his batteries run out and he's not moving on a bed. Did that help that he was unwell?
Well, that was suggested by Richard the night before. He was unwell and he couldn't come in because normally he comes in at sort of 6 o'clock. And Richard said, we've got the first thing we've got to shoot is this scene in the cockpit. If you kill Kryten off, we can shoot the scene without him because he'll be dead. And then we'll shoot the killing him off scene later. And then you bring him back from the life, and we can shoot all that tomorrow afternoon. But what that means is he has a line in bed, and then there's a whole scene where he just lies there on his bed. So frankly, if he's dead, it's just good acting. And then in the afternoon, when hopefully he's up and running, then we can shoot the other bits and pieces. And I said, "What's the time again, Rich?" And he said, "It's 5:30 in the afternoon." And I said, "What time are we shooting again, Rich?" And he went, 9 o'clock. And I went, "You said you got loads of time. Come on, you could do that." So sure enough, that's what happened. We killed him off and brought him back. And it was quite interesting in the edit. The edit woman went, "I can't believe that's so integral to the whole story. I can't believe that was thought of the night before, just sort of botched together."
Yeah.
Some of the best Red Dwarf moments have been a bit like that, I have to say.
And then Chris Barrie had to improvise, putting his hand through Kryten's stomach to give him a new power source.
Yes.
Brilliant piece of improvisation.
It was a fantastic improvisation.
It was
quite extraordinary. Yes.
Do you find that the cast now are easier to get together to film an episode, or harder these days than they were in the 80s and 90s?
I think there is so much love for it and so much will to do it. They'll run through brick walls to be available to do it. And it's interesting. I was talking to Robert only last week, and we were talking about how it's a show that works because it's a team show, and everyone sort of is less than the whole. And so, and because of that, because all the egos are kind of buried, it works. And has worked for so many years. So you don't have the Billy Big Bollocks going, "I want this and I want that." Everyone just kind of works together really well. And it's a real privilege to work on it.
Have you got a favorite scene from the feature-length episode? I loved all the stuff with Rema running around with extension cords.
Yes, I like that. I like the moonlight scene just as a bit of paper. I like that. But there's some
nice,
some huge laughs with Danny going into the cockpit and going into the midsection. Oh, sorry. So I just turned that off.
I don't know why I was ringing you. I just felt compelled to.
So I mean, it's a show I'm very fond of, I have to say.
The Promised Land is sort of a sequel to the series 1 episode Waiting for God. And in the past, we've also had Emo Hawk Polymorph 2. Are there any other episodes or themes that you've ever thought about revisiting for a sequel?
For a sequel, well, I was working on a show because UK TV, after Promised Land went out, they came and said, "We want 2 more specials." This was just before COVID.
So feature length again.
Yeah, 2 more 90 minutes. And then there was a big legal wrangle where apparently I resigned from Grant Naylor. Apparently, not, I didn't, but that was a quote I saw. And there was a bit of a legal wrangle, and that took a couple of years to resolve, by which time COVID was over, things had moved on, and they came back and they said, "We want to commission you for another 90-minute special, just one this time."
Yeah.
So I started to write that and got 2/3 the way through it. And it was a show about Lister going back in time to save his younger self, so his younger self avoided having the life he had had.
Oh.
So it was breaking him out of stasis and going, "Trust me, you don't want to do what I did." And of course, the relationship between the 2 Listers would be really intriguing, because you'd have one going, "Who are you, Granddad?" Blah, and him going, "Shut up, I'm wise and I know what I'm doing now." And then they went on the run in a sort of midnight run kind of way. So that was the show I was writing. And I did. I mean, the thing is, when people say, "Hey, yeah, get writing, blah blah blah," and then for the first time ever, they went, "Can you do a scene by scene treatment of the story and let us know what the whole thing is?" And I said, I never worked like that. I've never that. What I do is I write it, and whenever in there, I'll tell you what the story is because I'll change my mind a million
Yeah,
times.
yeah. Find out along the way, right?
Yeah, and it's so dry, just going as this scene, this happens. You've got to be in the scene and let the characters take over, and then they will guide you. So I said, no, I don't work like that. I've never worked like that. But I'll tell you what, I'll give you the screenplay, and then you can whatever. But with UK TV, we rarely got any notes. It was 4 or 5 tiny notes,
Mm.
if ever. We were largely, I mean, not we were allowed to do kind of anything we wanted. So I didn't anticipate any problems. Anyway, I got 2/3 way through this. There was no contract at this point because there often isn't. Often you can be actually shooting it before some contracts come in. So I wasn't overly bothered about that. And I was working with a vis effects supervisor who created a CGI Lister, a 23-year-old Lister
Oh,
who looked
wow.
identical to Lister in show 1 and series 1, which looked phenomenal. And we were like, oh my God, this is going to be so exciting. And Craig was just beside himself.
Literally.
Yeah, he was literally working with this. And I said, you've got to remember your accent has changed. You were much broader then than you are now. And so that's fun you can have. You need to blah, blah, blah. So anyway, you just couldn't believe how that. Then one day I got an email with my writer's contract. Hooray! Fantastic. So excited.
Yeah.
10 minutes later, I got another email going, can we have a Zoom with you? We've got some difficult news to share.
Mm.
I suspect I know what this is. So I said, can we have the Zoom now, please? Like tonight, because I don't want to go to bed not knowing
Yeah.
what difficult news is. So we had the Zoom, and they said, policy change at UK TV. We have decided we no longer want to commission scripted comedy because we don't get the figures. The only show that gets the figures is Red Dwarf. So that makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the only show that gets the figures is Red Dwarf. So we don't want to commission Red Dwarf because our other shows don't get the figures that Red Dwarf gets. Okay. So I went, that doesn't make any sense. Well, anyway, it's very difficult because we get much bigger figures on dramas. I mean, those figures are actually a bit like the ones we get for Red Dwarf.
Brilliant.
Oh, okay, brilliant. So that's what happened. So the rug was pulled and the set had been stored for us since, well, actually, they've been storing the bits that they had since 2010, but it was certainly stored since it was put in storage in 2019, is as we speak in the days that are about to follow and are being recycled.
Oh, no.
So Red Dwarf on Dave is dead Dave, sadly.
That's not good.
That's not good. It's very, very upsetting and annoying and makes no sense to me at all. I mean, I think if we'd gone out and we'd done a bad show, but Promised Land was the show with the biggest figures UK TV had in 6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it would have been also nice if we'd been told that's it, that we can only do one more show. At least tied some things up.
Yeah.
And maybe set things up for other things. So that's kind of where we are. So if there's anyone out there, Netflix, Apple, Amazon, Sky, I'm here. I'm waiting. And the guys are very, very keen to do more.
That's rubbish. And if you can sneak any of the set out, you're welcome to store it in my house. I mean, I'd be quite happy with that.
You ought to see the state of it. Oh my goodness.
You should see my house. It'd still be a step up.
Oh, it's just, I don't know how. It's like someone's come in and poured dust, about 5 inches of dust over everything.
You have seen my house.
It's only because you're busy, Sarah. That's why. It's because you're so busy.
There's gaps in the places I sit and watch things.
So
not that bad.
Yeah, so there we go. That's where we are with. Now, having said that, they're releasing the box set Red Dwarf 1 to 13.
They are.
in October, and they're doing the audio in November. So this is the BBC. Just the audio versions makes no sense at all. Why would you get
like an audio book of it?
It's like an audio book. It's just the sound though. So when Kryten's with his groinal attachment in polymorph, unless you know what he's doing, it won't make a bit of a sense. While the audience are laughing like that.
I've not been able to get that image out of my head for several years anyway.
I know, the editor was appalled. I remember we were at Ed Bye's house at the time. We just went, this is far too rude for television. But anyway, so yeah, it feels like we've been wrapped up a bit. We've been wrapped up before in Comeback Fighting, so I'm sure it will happen again somehow, somewhere.
So you're not with UK TV or whatever it's called, you and Dave now, which is just a mess. Yeah. I can't even find it. But so you're free to make it somewhere else if you can find somewhere to land it.
Absolutely, yeah. And I have the rights to do that.
Stick it on my YouTube channel.
Well, there you go.
That would be so helpful.
If you could raise, a couple of million, that would be brilliant. And then
try.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Have a go. I've not tried.
Next time you see Tom, just get him to empty his pockets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or his bank, preferably. Otherwise, we might just get a load of nonsense.
No, he'll have cash.
Doug, I've got good news and bad news. The good news is I've now got his house key. The bad news is we have no money.
Fantastic.
And some Tic Tacs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So would you rather do another feature-length thing, or would you rather go back to doing a series? If you could go anywhere, do anything, what's the dream?
I would love to do this 90-minute special with the two listers. And I'd love to do a series or more specials. I mean, the slight advantage of doing 90-minute specials is it's not killing for the guys. So it's not a big long run. I mean, the thing is, when we did 11 and 12, we shot those all back to back. But we didn't really get the benefit of that, I thought, because they split it up over 2 years as opposed to just running the whole 12, where we could really have built up a bit of momentum. But it always felt with UK TV like we were in the wrong. But Red Dwarf's always felt a bit like this. Somehow we were being really successful in the wrong place. And we shouldn't really be here. But hey, no, we were. And it was a bit like that on BBC Two. We've been the BBC 3 times. No one liked it. No one wanted it. It didn't make sense. And then we sneak in via BBC Manchester. We're on BBC Two. And there we are, number 1 and number 2 in the ratings. And it's like, are we going to be arrested and turfed out of the BBC? And when you went to the BBC, I think we were invited once for the light entertainment party, and you're looking at all the light entertainment photographs that they have of all their stars. And we're number 1 on BBC Two at this point, not a photograph of anything from Red Dwarf.
So rude.
I know. So anyway, it motivated us to keep going, to annoy people. We've annoyed a lot of people.
That's the best kind of motivation, I think.
It is. People. Exactly.
Could you do like a crowdfunder thing, not Kickstarter, because that runs out in 30 days, but could you do something like that?
Yeah, possibly. Absolutely. Yeah. It's getting the guys all to agree. So it's not just me going off crowdfunding it and then I've got whatever I've got and they go, oh no, I'm busy, I don't want to do it. But but I kind of need someone who understands crowdfunding. I understand the theory, but the actual, how you organize that and, all the extra bits you get calling, I don't know, people by funders' names and special whatevers. And don't understand all that.
Just have like a 20-hour long credit thank you sequence at the end. It's fine.
Yeah, that could be part 2, couldn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I've already bought everything on VHS and then DVD and now Blu-ray. I may as well, mortgage the house and get in the end credits of Red Dwarf.
Yes, exactly. Sounds like a really...
I would so do that. That was hilarious.
Oh,
on my CV and everything.
Right, very good.
Do you think if you ever did like an actual proper last ever episode of Red Dwarf, if you're just like, right, we're going to wrap it up to make sure we've done that, we could still do more, but we'll, give it an ending. Do you think if Lister ever made it to Fiji, and there's Kachansky, and she's wearing a white dress, and they're on white horses.
Yeah.
Do you think if he ever actually gets there, he'd go, actually, I missed space, I'm just going to go back?
He could well do.
Mm.
Equally, you could have with the split listers.
Oh,
You see what I'm saying?
I do see what you're saying.
Yeah. But, unless someone flipping commission says, I can't write that show. So, yeah. And I don't mind shooting in Fiji.
No.
I really don't. I mean, to hell with, pretending Spain's Fiji. We need to go to Fiji.
I think you should.
Yeah, so do I.
I can help you. I've got an iPhone.
Fine. Thank you. In fact, I did send Craig off to shoot because he was in Spain. He's bought this house in Spain that he can semi-retire to and then nip back over to do work.
Yeah.
And he went there very, very excited. He didn't have any furniture because they'd just bought it. He had a bed and a few bits and pieces. And I said, right, on your phone, this is what I want you to. And I wrote in the script, everything, blah, blah, blah. And it rained solidly for 3 weeks. And he said we couldn't go out. It was just terrible in this house with no furniture.
Yeah.
So yeah, it didn't happen. That faux Fiji shoot.
Outrageous.
I know.
When I read about the 2023 dispute being settled, it sounded like you could both create separate works if you wanted to. But I was sort of wondering at the time, would that mean you could create 2 separate series that branched off in different directions? Or is it like one of you is just free to write a book and another one can do something else and you can just explore whatever you want?
In theory, I can write anything I want with the Red Dwarf cast, any sequels. And I've been asked to avoid doing prequels, so Rob doesn't clash with anything I might be doing, and he has a little window of 5 years.
Yeah,
to get something off the ground,
like a prequel-y thing.
Like a prequel-y thing.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
interesting.
Yeah.
Well, now I guess 3 years.
So now it's 3 years, isn't it?
Clocks are ticking.
Clocks are ticking.
But we're going to get your crowdfunder up and put the sets in my kitchen. It's going to be brilliant.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. We'll shoot it in your house.
Yes.
Right.
This is a brilliant idea. We can put the audience in the garden.
Absolutely. This could
work. So great. I've not had a proper housewarming. It'd probably get really bloody hot with all like the studio lights and stuff, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. But people would think it was so popular. They would just think, oh my God, she's awesome.
I know.
People, there's friends.
That'd be so great.
Boys. Yeah.
Think of the Facebook update I could write.
That could be amazing.
I know.
I know.
The box set is coming out in October, and I've looked online. Apparently, it's 32 discs, and there's bonus content and all that kind of stuff. My understanding is it's coming out on Blu-ray.
It is.
Yep.
Yes. And I wanted to call it Red Dwarf Everything. And they went, no, we don't want you to call it Red Dwarf Everything, because if there's something else, then it won't be everything. And I went, yeah, but I'm being told that it is everything. And they went, no, we don't believe that, even if you've been told that.
Yeah.
And we did this with Absolutely Fabulous, where it was absolutely everything. And then they went off and made a film. And I thought, well, even if you do that, it's not actually that bad. But anyway, so it's not being called Absolutely Everything. It's got the catchy title Red Dwarf 1 to 13 instead.
I like it.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Isn't that good?
Yeah.
I didn't think of that. I'm not I'm not bitter at all. But hey, it does tell you what it is.
It certainly does.
And it's got everything to date pretty well, although they didn't allow me to do the extra audios that were missing from series, I think it's 11 and 12 and Promised Land. But it has got the AA adverts for what it's worth.
If you did some kind of crowdfunder thing, could you make those pieces of content possibly as incentives?
What would be incentives?
If people donated different amounts to the production, that could be like a bonus thing that you could do, perhaps.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes. Yeah. So you could be extras. You could be, third extra with a big gun in the background, man in office. Yes. Chewing gum. Absolutely. Yeah. All that.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, we could. Yes, we just need to line up the millionaires. Like Tom Cruise, for example, could be an extra in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, putting some files away, something like that.
Or a couple of million people with £2.
Yeah. Or yes. Or hanging onto an aeroplane. Either of those
Yeah.
Tom could do. Yeah. Yeah.
We got some plans here.
Yes.
Now, I've got a final Red Dwarf question before we move on to something else, which I'm equally excited to talk about. Would you like some toast, or are you more of a waffle man?
I am more of a toast man.
Are you?
I am. Are you a waffle person?
No, and I'll tell you why. So I used to get them occasionally.
Yeah.
If we're not talking, I like potatoy waffles, but if we're
Yeah.
talking the
Yeah.
sort of
Yeah.
bready waffles.
Breakfasty.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
potato ones are so waffly versatile, it's insane. But
Yeah.
I would occasionally go up to Bristol, and there
Yeah.
used to be a lot of animation things there and brilliant film festivals and stuff. And
Yeah.
at the train station, they had the dessert waffle, and I'd got them a couple of times when I went up there. Anyway, later on, I decided to get my own waffle making machine.
Right.
Found out how you make waffles. It's apparently mostly just a bag of sugar. I'm like, oh, that's bad. I thought I had like salad in it and stuff. No,
No salad in waffles. Oh.
yeah, mostly sugar, it turns out.
Oh.
But like way too much sugar.
Right.
So I'm more of a toasty kind of person.
Right. So the sugary thing put you off the waffles, right?
It wasn't like a few spoonfuls, it was like a few carfuls of sugar. I may
Right.
have made them wrong.
Right. I think you're confirming everything I've always deeply believed, actually. So yeah, I can buy that. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it tasted really good.
Yes. Yeah. I will never have a waffle again. Not that I have had very many anyway.
Well, you can have a verbal one.
You can have a verbal waffle, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that's in fact what we're doing now.
They're almost calorie free. I mean, I am eating spoonfuls of sugar as we talk, but apart from that, it's intravenous though, so you can't see it. It's because I'm so sophisticated. Before we move on to our next subject, here's a question I ask every guest on the Sarah O'Connell show. Can you tell me a fun fact about yourself, a hobby, a party trick, something like that?
I had to research how to make maps because there's a map in Simbin Island, this children's book I've just written. And so I go into things quite deeply, and I bought a huge map book of maps in children's and all the different techniques they used. And then I went on YouTube and I researched it too. And although I didn't actually use this technique, I think it's a marvelous technique. And I had to do a thing because Simbin is Book of the Month on for Authorfy, and Authorfy basically make videos of authors waffling on and then show it to all the schools. And at the end of your chat about the book you've written, you've got to give something that's a takeaway. And so my takeaway was, here's a way to make a map. So what you do is you get a piece of A4 paper, you paint it with coffee paint. So it's very strong coffee, not one you would drink, but it makes it brown.
Yeah.
You pull all the edges off so it's a bit frayed and there. Then you pour some rice over it after it's dry and sort of arrange it. And then you go round with a pen round this kind of rice shape and around the little rice bits. And you find that you've created a big island with lots of little islands off it.
Oh.
And then you're able to then put castles and whatever and blah, blah, blah. So it's quite therapeutic. And also it's a way of creating a world because you then can decide actually who lives on this island. Where do they eat? What do they eat? Do they eat fish? So they're a fisherman. Where do they live? Is there a castle? Is there a king? Is there a queen? Blah, 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 blah. So, I've been talking about rice maps for quite a bit.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
I used to make them sometimes when I was a kid, and my mum sort of suggested. So I did the similar thing with the coffee. I didn't use rice, but I used to set the edge of the paper on fire, so it looked just
right. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's the only thing I would say possibly why that's not a brilliant idea with children. Sometimes they're left to their own devices, and parents would be annoyed with the house on fire or children on fire, I think. But yeah, I'm sure you were very, very well supervised.
They're brilliant. Yeah, they came out very well. Some of them I lost the entire map.
Right.
Tragic, but it also meant nobody knew where the treasure was.
Right. Okay. Fine. Yeah. Well,
or where my fingernails were.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll investigate that in the set of the garden. Yeah.
You have to just do a little bit, then blow it out as quickly as you can.
Yeah,
and then it just makes it look like it's been on fire.
Right.
Just around the edges by some kid with a lighter.
Okay. Right. Fine. Okay. Fine.
That's the pirates used to do.
As the pirates, that's exactly how they used to make their pirate maps.
So I'm told.
They must have had a lot of time on their hands.
Yeah, quite a bit actually. There wasn't a lot to do.
Making a nice map.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, on a nice A4 bit of paper.
Once they'd spread all their rice out, there wasn't a lot to do, and it's a good way of heating it up actually.
Yeah, and of course you can eat it afterwards. It's
brilliant.
Win-win.
Make a map, get a dinner.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Now on to the main event. You've got a brand new book out, Simbin Island. It's out on the 11th of September.
Okay, this is the... Oh, why is it all... Okay. Yeah, so that's the finished version. That's the thing that'll be out in the shop September the 11th. Sorry, carry on.
Yes, I love the cover, by the way. And I now know what the cover means because I've read it. I was hooked from the first chapter. It's just so much fun. I was laughing out loud, genuinely reading it. Brilliant.
Thank you.
Congratulations, first of all. Oh,
thank you. That's great. I mean, it's funny how, yes, the reaction's been amazing. And it's so strange because you've got all these bound proofs have gone off to people and they've been so kind, so positive. But you think at the end of the day, the kids have got to read it and like it. So yeah, bated breath until we start to hear from them.
I thought I'd open it, I'd read a couple of chapters just to get it started, you know. I read the whole thing in 2 days, I couldn't stop.
Did you? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, sorry, I
didn't even put the telly on.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you.
In fact, I got to about 2 o'clock in the morning one night and I was like, I'm going to go to bed now. And I brought the book up with me anyway. And I keep like a little reading light next to my bed. And then I put the light back on and read like for another hour. And then I woke up and just continued reading until I finished it.
That's mad. My sister was exactly the same. And then she started to read it again. She'd read it 4 times.
Now that I know what happens, I need to read it again.
We will send you the final version because
thank you so much.
There's some tweaks to it. So I think the final version is better than the bound proof because there are about 350 tweaks I did to it. But we'll definitely send you the final version. So that's amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to reading it again. I literally loved it, and I've been containing myself, not even messaging you about the book. So I wanted to have it in, to your face. Loved it. Literally, I was laughing out loud.
Oh, amazing. That's amazing. Oh, I'm so pleased. The original version, of course, well, not of course, went off. And I sort of did a little bit of research in that I went into some bookshops and I flicked through some children's books.
Yeah.
And roughly looked how long they were. And I reckon they were all about 95,000, the ones that seemed to be bestsellers. So I then wrote this version, which was 104,000, which I thought was quite tightly written, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So that all the publishers went, this is way too long. Well, they all said, don't you know, kids don't read books anymore? I went, what? No one told me. Yeah, no. It's got to be 50,000 at the most. And I said, I don't want to write 50,000. I can't get this story into this. And they said, why don't you divide it into 2, make 2 novels out of it? And what 2 novels out of it meant was throw away or put to one side, not throw away, put to one side and then completely create a whole new second half. So I did that. And then the note I kept getting back was, can you expand this? Can you expand that as well? Can you expand? I'd love to see. Can you expand this and that? And of course, now we've climbed back up to about 79,000 words. So anyway, someone just said it's a doorstop. But anyway.
There's loads of stuff I want you to expand on as well, but we'll get to that in a bit.
Okay.
For the uninitiated, though, before we get ahead of ourselves, can you give us a brief overview of what Simbin Island is about?
Simbin Island is about Jack Digby, who is a 13-year-old orphan who is sent to an orphanage which was founded in the 18th century by a privateer, Cyril Snigg. A privateer is someone who owned their own ship and had a crew who had a letter of marque from either the royal family or the government, which allowed them to legally attack enemy ships, Spain, France, primarily, and loot them and plunder them and keep most of what they plundered. So, and Sir Francis Drake was a privateer. So it can be quite heroic, and equally, a lot of privateers actually, when war ended, just became pirates. So there's quite a thin line. Anyway, the school is founded by this privateer, and he insisted that the curriculum should be for the benefit of the children when they left school. So he saw no use in French, poetry, or algebra. So that's out. They don't teach that. They teach instead piratey things, like how to defend yourself from a pirate attack, and a lot of subjects like that. How to fire cannons is another one. And anyway, it's about this boy who goes to this school, and the discipline is quite rugged and scary in parts. At the end of each school year, the 4 worst behaved kids are banished to Simbin Island, where they have to survive there with just bread and water for 7 long days. And there's a rumor that there's a secret tunnel there that maybe Cyril Snigg used to smuggle treasure chests. And there was a rumor that the treasure chests possibly contain magical artifacts. So it's kind of terrifying to be there, but also if you can find the tunnel and not die with all the things that might be there, it could be quite exciting too.
It's very exciting. Can you tell me if your initial idea was for one of the characters in the book, or the island itself, or something else?
I started writing the 2 main characters, Diggs and Cav,
Yeah.
in about 2006.
Oh, wow.
And I wrote them, and it was a 3 45-minute TV shows about 2 kids, or one of the kids witnessed a flying saucer crash.
Right.
And he got his friend who didn't believe him. And they went into the flying saucer, and the flying saucer took off. They didn't quite know what they were doing. And then it crashed, and they were taken into Area 51, where they were believed to be aliens for a while. And then there's a big adventure in Area 51. Area 51 has all sorts, Yetis, Loch Ness monsters, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So I thought, I know what I'll do. I will write this book about that, because I started it, and it went out. I sent the script to one of the TV stations, and the exec producer said, the thing is, it's got kids in it, and people don't really watch shows with kids in. And I went, have you heard this thing of Harry something or other? I can't remember what the last name is.
Yeah, Harry Styles. Everyone watches X Factor. What are you on about?
Exactly. And he went, no. Well, that's a one-off. No. So right. So then I sent it to another production company, and they gave it this girl to read, and she read it all in one sitting. It was 3 45-minute dinner, and she absolutely loved it. And then they said, what you should do is you should turn this into a novel. Said, well, once we got the novel, and once it's a hit, it'll be much easier to sell the TV rights. So I went, yeah, okay. And then I think Red Dwarf 10 came along, something like that. And I got distracted and forgot about it. So I thought, look, this is in my computer. I can make this into a novel. So I started writing this novel, and then I thought, where is this flying saucer going to crash? It needs to be, obviously the kids need to be 12 or 13, and it needs to be somewhere where adults aren't, so they don't witness it. So it can't be at a school. Oh, hang on, wait a minute. Maybe there's a school where to punish people, they get taken to an island, and then it crashes on the island. Then I thought, oh, okay, that's quite a good idea. That could be like Simbin Island.
Yeah.
So then I started to write it and started to write all the demerits or lashes, as we call them in the novel, and was having an absolute ball. And then my son Richard, eldest son Richard, said, "How's it going with the book?" And I told him about the flying saucer thing. Told him about Simbin Island, blah blah. He said, "Forget the flying saucer. No one's interested in the flying saucer." But loads of people are. No one's interested in your flying saucer. And it's Simbin Island. That's what we're interested in. And if you get smugglers and secret tunnels and all the good stuff, then I would read it, he said. So I went, okay. And then we happened to see a nephew and niece. I still hadn't absolutely decided whether I was going to do it. And my wife said, "Oh, Doug's writing a children's book, kids." And they went, "Oh, God, what's it about?" And I thought, "Oh, you put me on the spot. I don't want to start pitching this." I said, "Well, it's about this school, and the worst behaved kids in the school get sent to Simbin Island with just bread and water, and there's blah, blah, blah." And they went, "Oh, that's really good. You've got to write that." And every time I met them, they go, "How's the book going? How have you written it yet?" So I was looked into that. So that's really where the idea came from. Although the characters came, I've kind of written them at three different ages.
Yeah.
When they were about 9 and 10, and I've written them when they were early 20s, and now I'm writing them when they're 13.
Oh, wow.
So I really feel like I know them.
Yeah, quite a bit, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll look forward to book 9 when that UFO finally crashes.
Yeah, that's got to be. I've got to use that. It's too good. It's too good. Yeah.
And it's got 2 versions of Lister on it.
Yes, exactly. I'll just get everything bunged in. Yeah.
Yeah, might as well.
Exactly.
So how long did the actual book take you to write once you're like, right, I'm writing this?
I wrote the first 104,000 word version and all the drafts of that in about a year. And then it had to go out to all the different publishers. Then you have to wait for it to come back in, and then there's meetings and blah, 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 blah. And then so then it was probably another year before it was published.
Can you tell me a bit about your writing process? Do you have a preferred place in your house to write or somewhere else? And are you disciplined in going, right, I'm going to write for a block of 6 hours today, or do you just do it as long as you feel you want to that day?
I am incredibly irritating. So I have a perfectly good office at the bottom of the garden. And instead of going down there, I will go up to the top floor of the house and find a little alcove and write there. And then sometimes I will stay in the kitchen and write there and just be really annoying, although I don't intend to be annoying. I feel sometimes that I get a kind of energy from the location, weirdly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm really happy here now. It's going really well. I don't want to change it. What's wrong with the office? Yeah, I don't need to go to the office. Blah, 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 blah. So I do that. When I'm writing, I'm thinking about it all the time. So I try and start early and then work long days because I do feel my best writing comes from when I kind of load my subconscious. I'm obsessed with it, and then it will provide solutions to things and ideas. And sometimes I just lie in bed and write similes. So my wife would be doing Wordle and saying, "You should do Wordle because it's good for your brain," and you did it. I'm going, "I'm writing similes. That's good for my brain too."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
love that. See, I film every episode of my show, and this is really annoying for everyone else to sat on the toilet, and here we are.
Right, there we go.
Yeah, I can sit here for hours. I don't need to leave.
No, exactly. You sorted. Yeah, you don't.
I've got one of those new spinning ones as well. They're brilliant.
The Japanese ones.
Yeah, they make a hell of a mess.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Very proud of it. So can you tell me about some of the research you undertook while writing the book? I understand you went to Pilchard's Inn in Devon, and you also read books on foraging for food.
Yes, I did all that. I got obsessed with that. So I did all that. I went to Devon, and later I've just come back from Cornwall, where we went to Frenchman's Creek. And Frenchman's Creek is so creepy. It's so quiet. So that was really fun. I tried to get some really good smugglers books in Devon when I was thinking about this and couldn't find any smugglers books. I don't know why. Not fiction anyway. So I thought, oh, that's interesting. Maybe there is. I thought we were all kind of a bit pirated, smugglered out. Not that I care because I'm trying to write the book I couldn't find when I was 10. No one gave me.
Yeah.
It's one you're not supposed to do that, apparently. You're not supposed to try and write the book you loved as a kid or wanted to read as a kid because things have moved on. And it was Richard actually going, it should be about smugglers and secret tunnels. And I'm thinking, but is that those are all just old classic tropes, aren't they? I said as much. And he went, yeah. Said, I'd read it. And I thought, right, it's a bit like Kids and Dinosaurs. It's one of those things. And it's not like Pirates of the Caribbean. It's not like that. It is those kind of, yeah, well, you've read it, so you know.
I have, and I do.
It's good.
I can confirm it's not like Pirates of the Caribbean.
Thank you.
It's not even in the flipping Caribbean.
No, it's not even in the Caribbean.
No pirates.
No pirate. No,
Yeah.
no, or not any living pirates.
No.
Yeah, they're all dead.
Like most situations,
yeah.
we have pirates, but they're not living anymore.
Exactly.
And the ones that we do have are just pirating like MP3s and stuff. It's not quite the same.
That's not the same. No,
It's not.
No, that's absolutely right. I agree.
Sailing the high seas, just copying people's music.
Yeah. Yeah, very good music though.
Yeah, brilliant. So did you ever go camping when you were growing up, or in writing the book, have you felt compelled to?
Yes. The first we went camping with the school to Deganwy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Deganwy in North Wales. And it was, I remember exactly when it was. It was when the night or the week that man landed on the moon in 1969, if you believe, in fact, they have landed on the moon, which I kind of believe. And instead of putting us in front of a television and going, watch kids, this is history in the making, we were sort of farting and doing baked beans and all that in our tent in Deganwy. And also that later my dad bought a cottage also in North Wales without a roof or a road or electricity or running water. Very excited. I think it was for £300. So he could then do it up. So we would then go to the cottage and then have to camp inside the building because it didn't have anything. So that was a kind of camping. Although we weren't foraging, we did take a hamper of food.
Sensible.
Yeah, so I haven't actually done any proper go kill hunt myself personally.
It's a bit of a faff, isn't it?
It is a bit of a faff. I think, yeah, Sainsbury's, Waitrose, all that. I think it's easy.
Yeah.
I can see why they're successful.
Instantly, just to set the record straight, I absolutely believe that we landed on the moon, but I do also believe that the moon is flat. So we've got that going on.
I haven't heard that. Moon is flat. That's a new one.
And it's on the back of a giant turtle with a rocket pack.
Right. That's yeah. That makes sense.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
How else would you explain it? I mean,
yeah, no, you can't.
So you went camping as a kid, but can you tell me, have you ever, and this won't make sense to anyone unless you've read the book, have you ever used a baguette as a sword?
I must have at university at some point, although I can't quite remember. It's got to be obviously pretty stale, because otherwise it's going to be delicious but useless as a weapon. Although it was quite useless as a weapon as it turned out. Yes, so I think the answer to that is probably.
You get one and they're delicious, and then you go to have some a bit later and it's just rock hard immediately.
Well, that's it. It's about 10 minutes, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that? What happens when you've eaten it? What's it doing to your insides? Yeah.
I think they must be made of avocado. If you cut open an avocado and only have half of it, about 4 seconds later, it's just decayed. It looks like a zombie.
Right. Yes. It must be the same people who make it.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
Same ingredients.
Same ingredients, exactly.
I'm not a chef. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah.
But baguette, just an elongated avocado, really, aren't they?
Yeah, same family.
Pretty much.
It's good to talk to someone who's so well read and knowledgeable. It's good.
Yeah, I've read one book. You contacted me. I was like,
But
yeah,
what?
I could try reading a book. I've seen other people read them. Yeah, why not? Good one to start with.
Very good. You see, this will get you. This will get you. You'll be up to your eyes in books now. You'll be forget
Nightmare.
television.
Forget the dust. I'm gonna have books now.
Yeah. You could have a branch of books as well. You could do the books, simultaneously, couldn't you?
It's such a great idea.
Yeah.
So one thing I love about the book, and I love a lot of things about the book, is that everything that you read, just any incidental detail about any person or anything that happens,
Mm.
has a payoff later in the story. It's brilliant. How much
Exactly.
fun did you have doing all that stuff?
Oh yeah, enormous fun, enormous fun. And I think the benefit was I had this 104,000 word version of it, and then it was like I've worked on the first two-fifths over and over again. Now, oh, actually, instead of because sometimes you'll think of ideas way after the show's gone out and you can't do anything with them. Because this was over a period of time,
Yeah.
nearly 2 years, I mean 18 months certainly. You could go, oh, I could use that. Oh, I could exploit that. Oh, I can, yeah. So that was great to be able to do that. Because the deadlines are quite loose compared with TV.
Hmm.
Yeah, so
Because it's
great.
like there's lots of lovely little payoffs and revelations as you're going throughout the book. It's not just like one thing you're trying to uncover,
No,
one mystery in the book.
yeah.
You're finding out more things about characters and they reveal more about themselves and the world that they inhabit as well. You learn a lot more about it, and I really liked that. Like
Oh,
there were no filler chapters. It was all discovering stuff, and I just enjoyed being in that world.
oh, that's amazing. Thank you. That's
Oh,
great.
thank you, really.
No, no. It's amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
It was a joint effort. Mostly you, but
No, but the fact that you've read it, 400 pages of it, that's brilliant.
I know,
So
pretty
good.
good going.
That is very good going.
I'm
Yeah.
getting excited to read another one. I might start the Argos catalogue next. I think it's about Greece or somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah, about places in Greece.
Yeah. Fantastic. Very popular.
So, without spoilers, do you have a favorite moment from the book? I don't think this is too far in, but one of mine is when Diggs purposefully tries to get himself into trouble. It's just
Yeah.
so much fun.
Yes. Yeah. People have told me that. That was in the 104,000 word
Yeah,
version because the publishers, David Fickling, read that version in a week. And we met shortly after that, and they were just saying how much they loved it. And the thing that they picked out was where he deliberately behaves appallingly in order to get as enough demerit points. Uh,
yeah,
I really like that. I mean, there's a lot I really like, I have to say. There's also Cab's revelation on the island. Um,
yes,
I know that, and I didn't know what a secret was until I wrote it. So it was like, I know you got a secret and you don't want to tell me, but I know you'll tell me at some point. And then, no. And then we got around the campfire, and there was a scene before that where Diggs asked her and she wouldn't talk about it. And then we get to the campfire scene, and I thought, you need to tell us now, but and then she did, and it made me cry. And then I think probably every time, nearly, I think the last time I read it didn't make me cry, but I've read it so many times, it's always made me cry. So that's another favorite bit. Not that I'm trying to make people cry, but it was so strange the way she just took over and went, this is my secret. That's what my secret is.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
I love that scene as well. So
Thank
good.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Would you rather go to Cyril Snigg's Correctional Orphanage for Wayward Boys and Girls, COWBAG, or
Mm.
Doodling's Progressive School for Creative Kids?
Well, that's a good question because the school I went to was a bit like Cyril Snigg's.
Really?
It was, yeah, I wouldn't be the only person to have gone there, pupil to have gone there to describe it as terrifying. And so a lot of that came out. But on
Mm.
the other hand, there were no treasure benefits and no hugely exciting adventures that we were having there. So I think it would definitely be Doodling's Creative for me.
You say that, but did you check the portraits at night? Because
Oh, no, I didn't.
no,
No, I
that's
didn't.
it.
Right, okay.
You need to go back.
Okay, fine, I will. I will. I will.
Can you tell me who your favorite character to write on Sin Bin Island was, or perhaps the one that you related to the most?
Um, I mean, it's a bit like Red Dwarf. I really like writing them all, but I have to say I really enjoyed writing Noah. He made me probably laugh the most. Um, but I do like them all because they're all, got unique flaws and strengths.
Very good answer.
Is it? Oh, thank
And
you.
it saves offending any of them.
It does.
It
I know.
does.
Yeah, but I can offend them, of course, because they're not played by actors. And so it's not like saying with Red Wolf, although it's absolutely true. I love them all equally. Um, I could say, yeah, I don't really like whoever, and I wouldn't get in any trouble at all.
The thing is, though, the characters live within you, and you might find that you inadvertently make them a little bit touchy.
Yes, exactly. You don't want that where they just dry up and don't give you any ideas.
Yeah, just refuse.
I know. That would be terrible. So
Massive problem.
I love you all, guys. I love you all.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, one of the other things that I loved about the book is just the way you describe absolutely everyone in the book. It's just so funny. Like just every name of every character, just every description of what they look like. I wrote a couple down if you don't mind, and I can remove this if they're spoilers or whatever. Okay. I really loved his nose looked lost and his teeth looked like a vandalized piano. Brilliant.
His nose looked lost. It turned left, then right, then left again, and his teeth looked like a vandalized piano, and he smelled so uniquely unpleasant. Not even the smelliest of French cheeses would have wanted to sit next to him on a bus.
Brilliant. I loved it. I laughed out loud when I read that.
Yeah, I enjoyed writing that one.
Another one was, and there's a lot, but I'll just do one more. So otherwise I'm just reading the book to you. He looked like he'd stolen all of his clothes from an 18th century charity shop during a candle shortage.
Yeah. Yes, I know. So I would lie in bed on my phone. Most of the book was written on my phone, on a beach or in bed. Yeah, just writing bits like that.
Brilliant. That's so good.
Thank you.
I kept being asked what I was chuckling at, and I'm like, it's just the book again. I'm not on the internet anymore. The book's making me laugh instead.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. That's so good. So good. That's real dying.
There were like emotional scenes and fascinating mystery stuff going on. And I was just trying to work out what would happen and never guessed because I didn't know what was going to happen. And just these really brilliant laugh out loud scenes throughout as well when I wasn't expecting it. So much fun.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you.
You mentioned that earlier on that they thought about dividing the book into two, and the book is actually divided into three. And there's the Orphanage, Sin Bin Island, and another name of something else, which I won't see.
Yeah.
It makes sense why it's divided in the way it is, because there are very clear sections of what happens. How early into the process was it like that?
But was it divided? When they go into the tunnel, something else happened, which will be book 2. And then they had an adventure, and then they came back from that, and then the very end is the same as the end of the 104,000 version.
Are you saying that book 2 will be set before the end of book 1?
No, so book 2 will need a new front, and then it will have a new adventure where the other adventure in the original long book took place, which we didn't go near in this book. Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
All the children are obviously orphans. They go to an orphanage. The book deals with grief in a really lovely way. I love the story of Mrs. O'Malley and the 3 buckets and the newspaper balls. I won't explain that, just read the book. But I just thought it was a really beautiful scene and very nicely handled.
Thank you. I mean, that is a real thing, apparently. That is a counselor lesson. And
it's a good one, right? Yeah.
It's a great one. Yeah. About how you grow, but your grief stays the same size. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was really a moving thing too, because the characters sort of touch on reasons why they're at the school throughout the book. You learn bits more about them, but I thought it was nice that they just had a whole scene where they opened up and discussed it. Yeah. And there were more funny bits again. Here's a question that I'm curious about too. If you had a regression stone and a jam stone for a day, what would you do with them, do you think?
Oh, wow. Well, the gemstone, I just keep charged up. So
Sensible.
yeah, so then I'd be sorted. The regression stone. Well, I probably won't do anything with the regression stone because then it would change. It would change the present, and I'm very happy in the present right now with everything. So I probably wouldn't use it.
You could use it if you accidentally burnt your dinner.
You could. You absolutely could. Yeah.
Give it another 3 minutes backwards, please.
Yes. Or yes. Or let me have another go at cooking this pizza. I can do better than this, where I
Yeah.
dip half the pizza in the pizza oven. Yeah. So actually, I could. You're right. I can use it for small things like that.
Exactly. It's like the ceiling's gone moldy, fixed it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Cleaning the car, washing the car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Making it new again.
Can't be
Yeah.
bothered to mow the grass, just rewind it.
Exactly. Yeah. You're right.
I think
Yeah.
you should mass produce these things. I think actually they'd be quite useful.
They would be actually. Yes. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the book's out on the 11th, but you're having a big book launch event on the 16th at Waterstones Piccadilly. You're being interviewed. You're going to be reading part of the book as well and signing books. Can you tell me, can people just turn up or do they need a ticket?
I don't think anyone would be turned away, but I think there's a limit of about 100. And so it would be better if you went onto the Waterstones website and got tickets. And you can even buy a book there where you collect it and it will be signed on the day. So yeah. So it's quite interesting because I'm reading a book and I'm not an actor. And I tried reading the first chapter out loud to practice it because I thought I'll just start with chapter one.
Yeah.
I'll start with chapter one. Chapter one's, blah, blah. And then I realized there are 5 different voices in chapter one. And then do I act them? And then I forgot what voice was what. And suddenly Dig sounded like the solicitor was using the solicitor voice. And then the Russian nesting doll changed voices. It was like, oh my God, this is horrendous. I can't do this. I've got to find an easier two-hander with Diggs and Noah or something. So it's worth showing up just to watch me make an idiot of myself. Because reading out loud in class was always something I was utterly terrified of. So definitely come and laugh at me. It will be hugely entertaining, even if you don't like the book.
I remember I used to be reading something, I could just see like my hand shaking and the paper going like that, which of course makes it harder to read.
It does, yes.
Then you have to move your head backwards and forwards to calibrate it with the paper.
Oh, that's so true. I remember
Yeah.
reading when there was a thing about, it said oxen, and I said oxes. And of course, that got a huge laugh from all the smart Alex in our class. And well, as you can see, I'm scarred to this day. So yeah, really looking forward to the 16th. Can't wait.
If you ever need a laugh at an event, just say oxes then, because it will get
Oxes.
everyone. Yeah,
Yeah, I'll just
set
stick
everyone off.
right. If it's not, I'd say oxys. I'll try it. Yeah, that's a really good idea.
So when I was reading the book, it became quite apparent that you were also setting up a bit of stuff for a possible book 2 and mentioning places in the island they hadn't been to.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
does book 2 exist as an idea? Have you fleshed out what might happen? Have you started writing book 2? If so, can I read it now? Because I really want to.
Okay, well, I've got quite a chunk of book 2 because it
Ooh.
was originally in the original 104,000 book 1. So quite a lot of that is written. So, but that now I know what I know and what I think works or works with them. I need to incorporate that. So I'm working on it now, and hopefully it will be, well, the plan is it will be published next year, and book 3 the year after that.
This is amazing news.
Yeah.
Can you tell me, will we one day find out who or indeed what left the notes for Diggs?
Yes, you will. So my publisher, actually, my editor rather, asked me that.
Yeah.
Who is it? And I told her, but I lied.
I've got 2 guesses.
Okay, right. Yes.
Should I say them to you and then edit this bit out?
No, you can say them to me, and I'll just be impassive.
Okay.
Or do you need to know if they're right?
I'd like to.
Oh, okay. All right. So edit
You
this
don't
bit
have to.
out.
I mean,
No. So I'll just.
say it.
Oh yeah, and on film as well. Okay.
All right.
Right.
Here we go. It could be a million miles off because I don't know what
No, no.
happens in book
I think
12.
I would say if I think I know who the favorite is, but go.
Okay. The
Okay.
other thing is, if I guess it right, you might change it.
Oh well, yeah, that would be a bit sneaky, but then also it would be very useful for me.
That's true.
Yes.
I'm just
So
going to say sod it.
okay,
All
so
right.
okay, go.
So because it's saying things that will happen, which means they've already happened,
Yes.
has that got something to do with Timesville Bay? And is it Diggs telling himself, or spicy guess, which doesn't make sense as to what we know so far, is it his dad?
Okay.
Or have I seen too much EastEnders?
No. It's neither of those two, but
Okay,
both very good guesses.
thank you.
And it could be either of them.
It still could be either of them still, because you could just be lying.
Yeah, and I could be lying, I agree,
Mm.
but I'm not. But then again, I could be lying again. Yes.
Exciting.
Yes. And when it's revealed, believe you me, I will send you a book and it will be marked in that book
Okay.
for when you get up to it.
How many books do you reckon I've got to wait for that?
Well, you might have to wait a while, I think, maybe.
It's sort of a book 4 kind of thing. It's just going to turn out that the little Russian dolls are just magic and they just write, they just know. That's another option, isn't it? They're just magic.
Yeah, that would be so lame. Yeah. That would be so lame.
Just don't explain it, sod it. It's like the smoke monster in Lost.
Just the little Russian nursing doll did it. Yeah.
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 Simbin Island is a really fun book. It's full of adventure, mystery, great characters, brilliant writing. When I first heard about the book, I thought it was a kid's book. And I was excited to read it anyway because you wrote it, but it's just a really good book. And I think anyone that enjoys great stories and they like laughing with their face and just there's mystery and intrigue and all that good stuff and emotional bits, I just think you'll love the book. So go buy it. Very highly recommended.
Thank you, Sarah. That's so wonderful of you to say that. And I have to say, I completely agree with everything you've just said.
It's a huge relief, or that would have been our first argument.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Also, by the way, I think it would make an excellent film or TV series. If you could go in one direction or the other, which do you think you would go for?
It depends who the TV series is with, of course. And it would be quite expensive film, I think. So it would need a decent budget. I mean, you won't be surprised, but so many people have gone, this will definitely be a film, or this should be a film or a TV series. I can't wait to see it on screen. So I would love a big budget movie.
Be amazing.
But then I would also a big budget TV, but a big budget movie I think would be a real event. I think it could be great.
Yeah, I think the book's just really special. And as I was reading it in my head, I was seeing it as a film.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just think it'd be amazing and be a good thing to not only get people back into cinemas, like families to go back into cinemas, but also then encourage them if they want to like find out some more stuff, which you always get from the book, to go and visit that, get the audio book.
And it's the book of reading next year, 2026, encouraging children because they've dropped off reading books. And so there's quite a big push to get kids reading because there are so many benefits to reading. It does make you smarter. It doesn't open up your world. It takes you to places that you would never normally go to. There are so many benefits that you can't get just playing Candy Crush on, whatever.
Yeah.
So they're really trying very hard to encourage kids to start reading again.
Yeah, I really think genuinely, like, get the book for all of your kids because they're not going to want to share it. They're going to want their own copy. Get yourself a copy too so you can find out what they're giggling at.
Yeah.
And then hopefully it's going to be a TV show or a film. I'd love to see it as a film. And also, I don't know if this is of any interest to you, but I've just commissioned a new series of Red Dwarf on my YouTube channel. So
Brilliant. I'm so looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be so great.
Get Tom Cruise in as a special guest. And yeah, sorted. Just phone him. He'll remember you. Remember me? We did
yeah.
he'll go, Sarah O'Connell. Yes, of course.
As long as he can like hang off something in the film, I'm sure he'd probably be in it.
Oh, yeah. He must be those stunts are, I mean, they are truly extraordinary.
Yeah.
I mean, I was watching one with my wife. She's going, that's not real. I went, yeah, it is actually. It is. She said, green screen. No, it isn't. He is just incredible.
He is.
No one ever in the history of cinema has had such a long career as a leading man and done the things he's done. Just it's extraordinary.
Yeah, like each one of his films isn't just a good film, it's also a shocking experience because you're thinking, how the hell did he actually do this? I think what you need to do is just explain that. I mean, it's very subtle in the book, but I could tell there are certain scenes where teachers were talking and they're probably stood on a fully moving helicopter propeller, and that's perfect for him.
Right, absolutely. Yeah. That would be, definitely.
So can you tell me what you're working on next? Are we going to get another book next? Are we going to get some more Red Dwarf next? A bit of both,
Yeah.
something else?
I'm working on Sin Bin 2 at the moment.
Brilliant.
That's what I'm doing. And obviously publicity's taken up a bit of time as well. I had to film myself, which is excruciating, saying what the book is about. Oh my God, so many takes. And then I realized a teleprompter was absolutely essential because I couldn't remember. I forgot my name on one take, and then I forgot what the book was about on another one. And I just looked angry and pissed off. So anyway, teleprompters helped. It's a shame it can't force me to smile as much as I should do. But anyway, so I've been doing that and starting to write book 2.
I'm very pleased to hear that. I try not to smile too much too because I worry there's going to wrinkle my moneymaker. So,
right, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you got any advice for anyone thinking of becoming a writer? Because you've written television and now you're an author as well of this brilliant new book, Sin Bin Island.
I think you write because you want to, because it's a sort of need to, and that you feel that you've got a story to tell. Comedy is very, very hard to break in. I mean, when I started with Rob, we thought it was easy, and that was why we did it. And in fact, we asked for some advice from a writer who was a friend of a relative of a friend of a friend, and his advice was, "Don't be a writer; it's too hard." And we went, no, that's the wrong advice. We're not looking for that advice. We're looking for the advice that says it's easy. And I'd read this piece in the Daily Express where an unknown writer had sent a script to ITV and it was on tonight, and he'd never written for television before. And I thought, oh, it's as easy as that. So you just write a script, send it to TV, and then they make it into a TV series. And that got us started because we thought it was easy. And of course, it was probably 7-8 years later before we got Red Dwarf commissioned, because it isn't easy. But even then, even though there are more channels now, I think in many ways it's much harder because comedy is ruled by committees of people who give you notes. Whereas then it was like, here's the guy, or here are the guys or girls who are really good comedy writers. Let them get on with it and let's make the show. And if it doesn't work, let's try and help them figure out why it doesn't work. And then they'll get another go, and we'll protect it. And then hopefully it will flourish. And it's a completely different environment now. It's very, very tough. Having said that, writing novels is a good thing to do, although it takes a long time. And you can self-publish now. You can self-publish and then be published by regular publishers. But it's important to finish something. You can't get anything unless you finish it. And there are lots and lots of half-finished novels littering the world.
Some of which have been published.
Some of which have been published, yes. Yeah. Shouldn't have been, but they have been.
That's brilliant advice.
Thank you.
And so my final question, have you got any messages for people watching the Sarah O'Connell show and your fans around the world?
It's a great show. It has all, with this show being an exception, has some absolutely uber megastars. It's always entertaining. Sarah is so funny and all around just great, a great interview. But people know that who've watched the show.
Thank you so much. That means the world to me, especially coming from you. Doug Naylor, thank you so much for coming back on my show and talking about your amazing new book, which doesn't look like this. It looks a bit different. Find it in the shops.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, Sarah. It's been great talking to you.
And thank you to everybody watching at home. Be sure to share, subscribe, give this video a big thumbs up, and leave lots of lovely comments. I'll see you all again soon for another episode of The Sarah O'Connell Show. Bye.
Bye. Hi, I'm Doug Naylor. Subscribe to The Sarah O'Connell Show. It's amazing. All right, sir.
Take care, Doug. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.